Hot Mics Utility. Great title. You know it. Hey, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. Morning Mike's here from Los Angeles, California. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Oh my God. What day is today? Is it Tuesday? Yeah. Sorry about the glasses. First of all, sorry about the mustache. But gosh darn it, I'm digging in my heels. Okay. I had my girlfriend Allie told me last night the stash. It's bothering me. She's also OCD, so it's like I can, if you eat something like anything gets in there. There's a lot of. It also is a little sharp, but it's for right. Bill Reed, Karen Reed's father, told me to wax. Get rid of the damn thing. I'm digging my heels, and I'm not done yet. Give me a second. All right, Dragonfly. Oh, look at Dragonfly. Dragonfly, we love you right there. Good morning to you, too. All right. Here we go. Oh, that's me. Yeah, nice. Okay, here's Lisa. Good morning, sunshines. Like the sun, it's time to rise and shine. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Just start reading. I don't know why, but I like to go to bed early. Having a little problem with the woman next to me who likes to go to bed at midnight. Okay, that's just not okay with me. We're going to have to resolve this. It's a big problem. I like to start the television at about 8, and then I'm out of there, down at 9:30. I'm an old man like that, and I like to be up early. The morning is it's where you win. If you're up early, that's where you win. What up, Venus Blue Crash Batty? Good morning, Billy. Mods in chat. Looking forward to talking about the Bill Reed interview I did yesterday. Karen Reed's father. That was just riveting. We went over an hour. I felt bad because Bill was like getting parched, and I could tell, I just felt like at one point I was hoping he'd yell over to Janet, his wife, Janet, can you get me a glass of water? But I was like, I just can't let Bill go. I have so many questions for him. And I've got some sound from that, if you missed it, that we'll get into in a little bit. But have you seen this? Oh my God, the New York City floods. Like, what's going on with flooding in America? And I mean everywhere. We go from Camp Mystic in northwest central Texas to, which is just horrifying. There's a whole new report in the Washington Post I read about in a second. But the latest is New York City, the New York City subways. I mean, this is insane. This is 2 inches of rain yesterday in less than an hour. This is what I don't understand. And I probably got to get in with a meteorologist here, but how does 2 inches of rain cause a massive flood that it triggers, I guess it's like over 2 inches of rain fell in a single hour. They say it's the second highest 1 hour total ever recorded in New York City, only trailing Hurricane Ida in 2021. The deluge kind of overwhelmed the city's stormwater and sewer systems. Just imagine, New York stinks anyway, but now backing up into, so it backs up into subway tunnels and platforms. Just the amazing part is they got it going again. I mean, everything's working fine. They pumped out 16 million gallons of water in New York. I don't know. Mayor Eric Adams, does that bode well for you against Mom Donnie? Good morning from Anchorage, Alaska. Betty Laub. Betty in Anchorage, Alaska. Right now you got the distance award. Okay, Betty, but I got a feeling there might. Palm Springs, California. Look at you living out in Palm Springs, JBZ. I'll call you Jude. Oh, it says Jude. Jude. Nice. Massachusetts. Oh, we get what's going on in your state, Mary? Mary's a registered nurse. Can she apply some triage and fix her state? I don't know what's going on with the justice system there, but Bill Reed was, boy, he didn't mince words yesterday. Karen's father. Billy and the gentleman, Mr. Reed, were so beautiful. Yeah, you know what? He really is. Someone piped in yesterday while I was interviewing Bill Reed and said, that he was just America's dad. I thought, oh, what a nice handle for him. Morning, Terry. Please don't cover that face. Oh, you want me to shave the stash? Okay. I think we did someone called for a poll yesterday, and we did the poll, and I'm guessing it's probably not in my favor, but I think Steve's going to come up with that in a little bit. I laughed out loud at your post where you laughed at your own mustache. Oh, I did post something about that. I just got laughing so hard at it. It's kind of ginger. That's the problem. Oh, good morning from Cape Cod there. Hello there, styling number one. What's going on in the Cape? Now, in order to get to the Cape, you got to go through Sandwich, Massachusetts, and over there on Peggy Lane is Brian Higgins. Higgy's getting drive-bys. By the way, Bill Reed, Karen's father, told me he's getting drive-bys, and he's out there mowing his lawn just like Higgy, but he said it's all love. There are a couple of yahoos here and there. He confessed to that. But Higgy, oh my God, he's become a new tourist attraction in Sandwich. Wow. Good morning and no on the mustache, MP. I got you. Okay. Early morning riser here, 4:45. How do you take your coffee? I've got this fantastic little, is it called a Lavazza? It's like Nespresso's cousin. I do a little little espresso, and then I do a little oat milk in the whipper, and I send that in there. I don't know when I just followed the trend of like not drinking regular milk. I kind of like it. I don't know why but then I have plenty of dairy. I love cheese, so.
If I may say so, you are one of the, I don't think the audience knows, and I do say this to your face, one of the great coffee makers. The froth that you do with the oat milk.
Oh, Steve,
Yeah,
you're so kind.
it's very enjoyable. I have often said I come to the studio for Bill's cup of coffee, and it's very well done. I don't know if
You
that
know,
surprises people or not.
and it makes me think of Steve can only have the oat milk, so it's good that I have it because Steve has dairy allergies that are so severe. You will die, right? If you have dairy, like
Very
when we go
unusual.
out for a restaurant, we have to say vegan cheese pizza. We have to make sure there's no dairy. And I've now become like a brother to Steve, like a father to Steve. I say to the waiter, I'm like, now listen to me. Listen to me. Are you listening? I need eye contact. Do not put any cream or any cheese in this thing. You see this nice man here from Lynn, Massachusetts? He's going to die, literally die in your restaurant. And those headlines are going to be terrible for business going forward. Okay, we get it. Okay. But that's true, right?
Cheese.
I'm not.
No, it
I'm
is.
not
I carry an yes, like a real allergy, not an intolerance.
yeah.
Yeah.
Back to the mustache problem with the lady. Separate beds, underrated. Yeah, I know. I think that's a nice thing if you sleep in separate rooms, right? Like, if you have to do everything together. Do you have to do everything together, include sleep? If you're having like a weird night's sleep or whatever, and somebody wants to stay up, go to another room. You might even have an opportunity to miss that person and see them in the morning, and therefore it becomes a positive thing. Good morning from Canada. Looking good, Billy. We say keep that mustache. There's a Canadian Mountie right there, sitting up on horseback, and with his own little tub of maple syrup right there in the side saddle, saying keep the stash. I appreciate it. Good morning, Millie. I'm a big fan. Mark Crespo. Hey, buddy. Thank you. Morning from Eastern Tennessee. Oh, Deborah going. Tennessee might be the long shot. Now Anchorage is still winning that one. Anyway, we're going to get to Bill. Oh, look at Jersey in the house. I love, hey, Jersey. I lived in Jersey. Oh, no, not Jersey, but New Jersey under flood watch too. Oh, shit. Yeah, we should. So I read this Washington Post expose this morning on, boy, it took forever too. I'm a slow reader, but on Camp Mystic, and that where the camp is located is at the confluence of Cypress Creek and of course the Guadalupe River, and it sits right there in an absolute death trap. And they had flooding in 1987. That was horrible. And they've had flooding all throughout. Nothing like this. Nothing as biblical as this. But it talked about how at 1:14 a.m. in the morning, they got a flash flood warning on the phone. And the phone service there is spotty and everything. And they really downplay the use of phones at all at the camp. It's one of the basic tenets. But the director of the camp, Dick Eastland, who's 70 years old. He finally, they finally made the move at 2:30 in the morning, an hour and 15 minutes later, start getting these kids out. And one of the cabins, the closest to the water, closest to the river's edge, is where the 8-year-olds are. It's like I'm in tears. I'm so bent up, crushed about it. And they talked about how they tried to get it out. This man, the camp director, died himself trying to rescue these kids. And it's just horrendous. But the warning did come in, and I think they thought, we've had lots of heavy rain before. We've had to canoe across this little bridge area, one part of the camp to the other. It's almost part of the lore of the camp. But then this thing, came in, a once in a lifetime. And it's look, I don't like to read the Washington Post that often. But it really takes you inside there. And if you want to feel something, like sometimes we have a hard time feeling things. I say that because of it's easy to get desensitized. You know what I mean? Whew. Anyway, it's just more prayers for those people and those families. Kim Farrington, loving hot mics from coastal Northeast Florida. Oh, Mom's down there in Jupiter, Florida. Mom, I go visit Mom all the time in Jupiter, Florida. I love Florida. In fact, I think I'm setting up. I think the future of my life looks like Florida and Maine. Okay. If I can get to that place. Now, I mean, I got to ignite the super chat or something, because I'm not going to lie. I'm funding everything I do now myself. And you know what? If I go down in flames, I don't give a shit. You know what I'll do? I'll open a bar. Or work at one. I'm a great bartender. I would be amazing bartender, chit-chatting with everybody. So what brings you in, old stranger? Big storms in Annapolis, Maryland last night. Jesus, they're everywhere. Just parked when the storm hit and got out while pouring, and the parking lot was already up to my ankles. Crazy. There's Kel. What's going on? What is God? I'm serious now. Is God sending us a message? All the flooding, so biblical. All right. Oh, here's the long distance. Louise Landon. Good morning, Billy, from Northwich, England. The mustache. You must shave it. You are classically handsome. You don't need any trimmings. Leave it to the Brit to put it perfectly. Louise, I'm almost going to go shave it right now. I don't think the mustache makes it to the end of the day. All right, let's talk about Bill Reed here. The Karen Reed trial literally captivated me like nothing else. Amongst us neighbors here, amongst us friends, I am having a cocktail tomorrow, a happy hour cocktail with Alan Jackson. Oh, my God, Steve. Pull up the Vanity Fair cover. See if you can find it, with the Vanity Fair cover of Alan Jackson that came out yesterday. In the middle of my interview with Bill Reed, I'm like, have you seen this? Oh, my God. Unbelievable. Anyway. But more rain in Annapolis, Maryland. Yike. It's more coming, my friend. I hate to say that. Back to Bill Reed. So, let's cue up the, which part do we want to see first, Steve, for those who might have missed it? America's dad.
Yeah, Bill, let's go with what they went through. It's really good. Kind of cut together.
This is Bill talking about no people. What his family went through, no people should have to go through. It's very emotional.
Parent, no loved one, no significant other in this life should go through what my wife and I and our daughter have gone through. She told me, she said, Dad, if I thought I hurt him, I'd own up to it. I would take my medicine. But I did not strike him. And I believed her. I didn't understand the scope and the depth of the corruption until I saw pictures of the autopsy. It was not about seeking the truth, not about justice. It was about a win. A win. Let's get a win.
Wow. It wasn't about justice. It was about a win. Imagine that. Imagine that. And our friends from Massachusetts here checking in. I mean, imagine that. The police around you, those whose job it is to serve and protect you, And all of these resources, think about what they spent on the accident reconstruction experts at Aperture, and that guy, Judd Welcher, who took the stand. Think about what they spent on Hank Brennan, bringing in the big prosecutor in the first place. Norfolk County, which is the wealthiest county in Massachusetts, spent millions of dollars to pin Karen Read down on the floor and end her life as a free citizen. Why? I mean, after the first trial, why not drop it? Okay, mistrial, drop it. Let's move on here. They can at least claim at that point, okay, the jury didn't see it this way. We're not going to waste any more resources. Let's just walk away. When you know inside you're guilty of something and you get that off ramp right there, just like, okay, instead of doing the right thing, the second best thing is to not go and do the wrong thing. But they decided they needed a win. That's what Bill Reed said. No, we got to win this, a prosecution win, irregardless of somebody's life. Oh, that is so unbelievably chilling. Annie from Southie. Oh, yeah, Southie. How you doing there? Great interview with Mr. Reed. He's an amazing person. Father and his wife are also wonderful. Morrissey has to go. That fat prick, Mike Morrissey, is the DA in Norfolk County. He does have to go. What a piece of shit. I'm sorry. I don't normally like to get with the language. You know what I mean? But in this case, vote that sucker out. He's in until November 26th. So he's got over a year for people to forget about this. But I don't think they will, which leads me to my next Bill Reed clip. I asked Bill what I had to ask Bill, and that is, of course, what do you think happened? He was classy on this, but go ahead, Steve, fire that. Do you have a theory in your mind of what happened to John O'Keefe and what actors, deserve a closer look?
Well, I believe he got out of the car. I believe he made it into the property. And that's all I'll say. But I think ultimately we will have answers someday.
Really?
There could be a change in leadership in Norfolk County. To keep this secret bottled up means a lot of relationships need to remain intact over the years ahead. A lot of people need to stay sober in bars and the like in the years ahead. There's a lot can happen. And I expect in time, there'll be an opportunity. I mean, you think about what's happened with the contingent of the state police who have been reassigned. I'm sure some of those officers, some of their significant others are saying, why are you part of this fallout? Why is your job now affected? Why do you have to go to a different location? Why do you have to do something you may not like in an administrative function when you were doing something that you did like? And that's going to create some angst, if you will. And that angst, not everyone is embedded in this and has the same commitment to this. And so I do not see whatever happened on that property that night, testing the limits of time as the Kennedy assassination has.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. Loose lips sink ships. You said the bars, they like those bars. Yeah, I think that's right. All these relationships, I'm fully sold on the fact that Karen Read went down because this amazing alliance of people who that thin blue line was held like stronger than, deep sea fishing line. I mean, they just, but over time, when you've gone through something like that, does it fracture? By the way, defense attorney Joe Krowski, I was texting with him last night. Remember, he's the guy I fought with on Hot Mics, and he was he believed the prosecution. He believed that Karen Read did this. He confesses that he once represented Colin Albert back in the day, Bloody Knuckles Albert, who admittedly 4 months after January 29th was seen with bloody knuckles. And that's, in the second trial, Alan hit him. I mean, in the first trial, Alan Jackson got him with, how do you have bloody knuckles? Seems like the guy's a fighter, right? Just goes into places, he gets pugnacious, and he's like, oh, I fell down I had to reach out to brace my fall. Do you know anyone who reaches out when you're falling down? Have you ever met one person in the world who would brace a fall with a closed fist? The mind doesn't. It's a natural thing to put your hand out like that. Guy, bang. I mean, it's just incredible. Anyway, the Bill Reed interview is up at Hot Mics on our YouTube page right here. If you got to drive and you're going somewhere, check it out. It just goes into all kinds of what Karen as a little girl, what she was like, where she is now. One thing I found interesting is like she still hasn't come over for dinner. She's still recovering from all of this, coming down from that kind of a 3.5-year adrenaline rush, and she still hasn't come over for dinner with the family. I mean, that's what she's, been through. Boy, the stash is really getting some support now. It's coming around. Billy, your mustache may be the most decisive topic you've covered. I am pro mustache. Cherry, I do feel a little bit of a turn here. I don't know. Wait a minute. Look at this. Alita, keep the stash. Keep the stash. Woo, this is nice. You better keep the stash. Don't you dare shave it. Look at that. Oh my God, the stash is getting some love right now. I think he needs a handlebar. Whoa, now we're going to get coily on the thing. I'm Raleigh fingers. Oh my God. Steve, what are you seeing in there on the stash? Steve did a poll, didn't you?
Yeah, we have a poll. It's coming soon, so I like seeing what's coming up here, Billy. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what people really think. My philosophy is everyone goes in strong with a mustache, and they say they're going to keep it. We're going to go all the way, and then a week in, they go, no, we can't do the mustache.
I know, but then you see something very passionate here, Steve. Don't shave your stash. Thank you. Wow. Look at this. Yeah. Billy, your mustache may be the most. Oh, I hit that one. Oh my God. Don't get overconfident now. Get rid of it. From a Canadian residing in Ohio. I thought the Canadians were behind me on this thing. Ditch this. Ditch the stash. The stash. Luann, that's funny.
Billy, you didn't comment. I put up the Alan Jackson cover. He doesn't.
Oh my God! Comment of the day right here. Hold on. Oh, there's Alan Jackson.
No mustache.
Well, no, he had facial hair in the in the whole trial. But look at that. That is brand new yesterday. I when that came out, I was live on YouTube with Bill Reed, Karen's father, and so I got first reaction from him. Look at the guns. Is he doing some peptides? What's going on there?
Yeah,
look at the veins.
Very strong.
The forearms. I would want him defending me in the courtroom, and now with one look at that, outside the courtroom too, like in the parking lot.
I also feel really
I think if Higgy had found him in the parking lot and wanted to take him on for disgracing my good name, I think Alan could have jacked him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so congratulations to Alan on that. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to having a cocktail with him tomorrow. Very much so. Keep the stash, Steve. I'm not the only one. Well, I gotta say, feels like it's nice. Feels like the stash is gonna stay. Pano was the best time to grow facial hair. Pano, what's that mean? Is that something I don't know? See, we don't have to kiss, Billy. Oh, that's where the stash problems come in. A lady's face is sensitive, yeah. So I always get can you please shave the chin, for the making out part of life. But now you got it here. So if you got it here and here, you're just crushing a woman's tender face. They put the creams on at night and all that. I get it. But why? But most women love facial hair. I think it's very popular right now. Seems to be the case. Put up that poll. Do we have the poll on the stash? Let's see where we go.
Is everybody ready for the poll?
Oh man, are we ready for the poll? I mean, I think but listen, we got to update the poll here. Unless I give in, I got a feeling that.
I'll do the poll. If we're gonna do the poll, I'll do the poll. But this is it.
Let me just see here. Oh man. Okay. Let's see it. And then let's get into Alan.
Wait, Billy. What do you think? What are you guessing?
I'm pretty positive that I'm pretty sure that that it's mostly anti. I mean, I was combing through looking for positives. I have to admit.
All right. Well, here we go. There you go.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Wow.
Pretty.
Wow. I didn't expect a blowout here. I have to say that. Yeah. Two studs walk into a bar. You're right. Alan and I are going out for a cocktail tomorrow. My guy. I really can't wait to see him. He's very rich, but I think I should be paying for that cocktail. Don't you think? Do I wait for Alan to grab the check? I don't think so. Yeah, Alan Jackson is the man. Wouldn't you? I think he's the premier lawyer right now. I mean, this case. Oh, you know what? Part of the Bill Reed interview yesterday was so cool. Is he said, I said, how did Alan come on the scene? Well, David Yannetti, of course, was the original lawyer, and he was great. And by the way, what a beautiful man. When the verdict came in, and she was acquitted, found not guilty, he burst into tears. David Yannetti. I mean, they all became, a family. But it's Karen. What Alan Jackson told me, and he told Turtle Boy on live on his podcast, is that Karen Reed really ran quarterback for her own defense. She's a very intelligent person. She's got a master's degree. She's a teacher. So and we did talk about the 9 cocktails. I did say, Bill, that's a heavy, for a woman that size, that's a wooden leg right there. And she, getting in the car, they all forget about her. The cops all got in the cars. Drinking and driving in the area is crazy. I said some changes need to be made for her. I think so. And he acknowledged that. So, but that's the only, that was the only challenging thing I could think to bring up about what Karen Reed went through, something for her to own. But he talked about how Karen did some work, and it was all about geofencing. Like, who is the premier lawyer? Because Karen figured out, no, I know who was in that house. I know what, their phones were definitely on them. This is how we're going to prove, what happened. And so or what didn't happen. And so she did some research, and she found Alan Jackson, and somebody texted her and said, hey, look into this Alan Jackson guy. And she did, and called Alan. They had a big Zoom. They had a Zoom interview, and it was Yannetti, and it was Bill Reed, and it was Karen Reed. It was the whole group, and they were all on this Zoom with Alan. And they were talking about, Alan said the moment he saw those photos, the moment he saw those x-rays that were taken, the autopsy report and the x-rays that came together, he said, oh, shit, this is unbelievable. And when the Zoom was over, he called back Karen on the phone, and he said, hey, Karen, what, is there a dog that's in that? Those marks on the arm are definitely a dog bite. Those are a dog bite. Is there a dog? And she said, yes. The house, they have a 100-pound German Shepherd. He said, I'm on a plane. Accepted. Here I come. And then he came like a white knight, on horseback, and saved that woman's life. But that's just one of the many things that you look at the outrage of this trial. And obviously the dog bites, to me, it comes back to that. There's not a fucking car backing up and creating teeth marks, like deep gouges in an arm. I mean, give me a break. Anyway, yeah, the Reeds are amazing parents. I'm so glad that they finally got justice. What Karen went through is heinous. I agree. By the way, maybe there's somebody in the audience here who thinks, that the cops are innocent. And I was telling you about my text last night with Joe Krowski. I fought with him on hot mics. I can't stop fighting with him in private, but he represented Colin Albert back in the day. And he and I have been going at it. And he's like, look, the whole thing's over. Just let it go, whatever. I said, yeah, but I still want you to come around to the fact, why are you defending this corrupt apparatus in the state of Massachusetts? And he won't budge. Here's a great question. Kevin Cirilli, would you ever run for office? I'll tell you this. I wouldn't run for office to add anything to my resume, to flatter myself in any sort of way, because it's it's public service. You have to be willing to do the unpopular thing. And I'm going to say this right now, and my uncle was George Bush the first, H.W. Bush, 41, and he won the presidency in a blowout against Mike Dukakis, and shout out to Massachusetts again, in 1988. But he lost re-election. And the reason he lost re-election is because he went back on a promise. He made a campaign promise, like somebody else did about releasing Epstein files. Made a campaign promise that he would not raise taxes. Read my lips, no new taxes. It was a great line. People hung to it. And then I'll tell you what didn't sink him. When he ultimately looked at the national deficit and he said, shit, this is nearing $200 billion of deficit. Like, I feel so terrible about that. I'm going to have to raise some taxes in certain places and just take it. And he knew, told his advisors, I'm probably going to lose re-election for this, but we have to do it because the country comes first. No one has done that since, but he set up a great situation for Bill Clinton, who was the only president in my lifetime who's run a surplus. And that was in his second term, but it was all set up for him by H.W., who took a fall for that and sacrificed his own reelection. He almost got away with it, but Ross Perot showed up, and of course that was his main platform. So I just think if I were to run for office someday, it wouldn't be for me. It wouldn't be a career for me. This is my career. This is what I'm doing. It would be a time to serve and then get the hell out. The fact that we have all these politicians that this is their career, sorry, Joe Biden, but you've been a senator since 29. What life experience do you have outside the halls of Congress and committees? There's no, have you ever been hired and fired? Have you ever run a payroll? Have you ever built anything? Have you, this is where life is lived. And then you go serve and then you get out. So it would have to be also that you see a greater purpose. Like, I see something and I know I can fix it. The one thing I do have as a skill, I think, which would be effective, is an ability to bring different types of people together. I can gel in a room with the janitor as well as the CEO. So, and we need better relations. Our elected officials fucking hate each other. They're so competitive. Serving you and me as constituents is less important than beating the other guys and seeing them fail. It's so, ugly in that way. Anyway, so maybe I would, but not on my mind now. I keep trying to push my brother to do it. He lives in Maine. Anyway, here we go. Oh, speaking of, thanks so much. Big fan of Maine. Fave is Stonington. Oh, that's 15 minutes from me by boat, Nita. Yeah. Bust over to Stonington in no time. Great little ice cream cone you can get right there by the pier, and stone cutters if you want some fried clams and a cold brew, and then the ice cream, and then you got to go. Oh, and then it's not good on the waistline up there. Anyway. Oh, this is interesting. Have I missed you discussing Blake Lively subpoenaing 16 content creators? Yep. So Blake Lively's latest beef is that she thinks that there's a giant conspiracy and that Baldoni and Brian Friedman and their team are basically juicing, sugaring, paying, I don't know, incentivizing content creators to carry the water for them. It's not true. Again, this is the same Blake Lively that thought, oh, these unpopular clips of me that are resurfacing, this is someone smearing me and trying to taint me in some way. In no way does she ever stop for a second and think, no, it's you. It's things that you've actually done and said that are coming back to haunt you because you've picked a fight with somebody, a weaker person. You walked into the schoolyard and you looked at the weak guy and said, bang, I push you. Like, You bullied a little guy who stood up for himself. That's why I'm interested in the whole Blake Lively thing. She just happens to be a woman. And it's not a physical confrontation. It's a power confrontation. And she happens to be a woman bullying a man. But, the gender dynamic means nothing to me. It's just the power dynamic. And that's what bothers me. But yeah, she thinks these content creators have come together. They've been incentivized to do this. No, they do it on their own, Blake. They do it on their own. These people they're justice warriors. The mommy sleuths, or whatever you call it. They're people who see an injustice, just like in the Karen Reed trial, and they say, absolutely not. I'm going to put my foot down. And, some of them go a little, I don't do Blake Lively all the time. I do it when there's something happening. I think sometimes I see people kind of just whipping it up too hard. By the way, on that note, Ellsrich. I told you about Ellsrich. If you don't follow Ellsrich, you got to. I don't know her real name, and I think she doesn't want it out there. But she did get back to me. One of you, I don't know who, someone got through to her and said, Billy Bush is trying to talk to you. She DM'd me, and I believe she's going to come on Hot Mics tomorrow. And that will be on the cusp of the Blake Lively deposition, which happens on Thursday. As you know, there was a protective order that Judge Lewis Lyman put out and granted Blake Lively a victory here. She gets to choose the location. You remember Brian Friedman said we want to depose her at Madison Square Garden and sell tickets. I don't believe he was serious about that. I think he's just being performative, but making the point, stand up in front of everyone and share your poison here. And anyway, she gets to choose. I want to say this. I do think Blake Lively, they should do that. I'm not for releasing the location of where this deposition is. I'm definitely not for Madison Square Garden and selling tickets or pay-per-view or some stuff. I think Brian was making a point, but if he was in fact serious, no. I do think it should be kept under wraps, not because, for safety and security, because as Ellsrich said, Blake, you're constantly out, at events and showing up on sidewalks and getting pictures of paparazzi of you and Ryan, and you're always out in public, and you've been kind of forcing that as of late to try and, keep the career rolling here and keep the profile up. So I'm not buying it on that front. I just don't think it should be a spectacle. This is a serious thing. You've made serious allegations. People should be in a room with all the necessary technology they need to research and do their work. And this should be a thorough deposition. I also hope, just as an observer, that everything leaks out and we get to see it. I hope I can tell you Harvey Levin is, looking for that secretary in whatever lawyer's office they end up in, to pay them off for the info. But anyway, that's where that stands, and that, Ellsrich will be joining us. Oh, look, more Maynard here. Biddeford is a beautiful town. You guys know where Biddeford is? Deborah's from Biddeford. I have family in Biddeford. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just above Kennebunkport. Beautiful. Beverly Cannoni, the judge in the Karen Reed trial, according to Michelle Farrow here. Beverly is no longer doing criminal cases. Well, that's good, Bev, because you suck at them. What she did to taint that trial and tip the balance, her bias was outrageous. Yeah. And she's caught up in an apparatus that she couldn't fight, so she just had to go with it. Yeah. I think the lawyers did it for that reason, but doubt Karen agreed for the same reason. I think I'm a little lost on that one. Yeah. I mean... Yeah, the Karen Reed civil trial. I mean, this is, you got to drop this. I asked Karen Reed's father, Bill, about Peggy O'Keefe. I'm like, do you think that she hated your daughter? Peggy O'Keefe hated your daughter. And so is it that deep hatred that, made her allowed her to make the jump from we don't like this girl to she's a murderer? Or is she just embedded and can't possibly see that there could be corruption that deep? I don't know. I really want that. I need to know what's going on with the O'Keefes. That's the interview I'm dying to see. All right, to Blake. She's so desperate, says Liz Pfeiffer. Here she is too narcissistic and delusional to believe that people actually despise her organically. She is a liar and bully. Oof, it's getting mean here, but these content creators are wonderful. Well, they're good. I mean, Donna Bowling lives down the street here, and Zach, I've been on his show. Zach Peters, he lives, I think he does it out of Spotify or something like that. Elsie, oh, this girl's amazing. Yeah, great channel. She is really good. The way she breaks down a legal document, she'll be on tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. Elle's Rich, my queen. She's popular. She's popular. She's getting a lot of promotion out of me right here, so she better show up. Love her. Yeah. No, I think you're talking about Brian Friedman here, Rachel. Yeah, he was being sarcastic about the Madison Square Garden thing. I mean, although much lot that he does is performative. I agree with that. Any man that works with her in the future better record everything and watch their backs. Woo! Blake Lively doesn't understand how powerful content creators are. She's not helping herself in the long run with a potential jury pool, seeing what she's been doing if it goes up to trial. Yeah. Don't go after the people, man. Blake is the definition of a narcissist, says Tanya. Total abuse of power and legal system. It's horrible. You know what the word I use for her when I see her out in public, or like talking to a microphone, or like telling a story to Jimmy Fallon or something? The word I keep coming back to, because I'm like, what is that word? What is that word? What is that word that I'm seeing her? Contrived. You see the dramatic effect? I leave it there. Take a second, move over. Contrived. Everything is contrived. Here's the story I'm going to tell. And then I'm going to, make it seem self-deprecating. And then it's all in her production studio, where she's like producing. She thinks herself as a great producer. This thing is happening on Thursday. It's going to be amazing. Oh, look at this. Yeah, what's it say? Oh, the OUI charge they added to the jury slip. I mean, Karen wanted to take responsibility for drinking that night, I think. Yeah, I think she should. I mean, 9 cocktails and you drive over there and the whole thing. And then I also asked Bill Reed about the voicemails. I said, there's some embarrassing stuff for Karen when you're leaving these voicemails screaming at him. But the one thing people should take from it, Bill said, look, it shows how human she is and relatable, right? And we talked about associative versus dissociative. When Karen Reed was, reporting that John O'Keefe was down, she was like, she spoke about him in the first person. John is this, John, my friend John, and blah, blah, blah. And then, and then when Jen McCabe was on the stand, it was, there is a gentleman on the lawn, a man about 6'2", and just like you didn't even know him. No, he's a friend of yours, right? That was interesting. And Bill Reed talks about, he talked a lot about that, that disparity. And that the things that she said were very relatable. It's true. And I said, look, I'm in Hollywood. I see good actors and bad actors all the time. What Karen Reed is not is such a good actress that she can go from outraged, John, where the fuck are you, you motherfucker? Are you out with some chicks? You're cheating on me again, you prick, and she's screaming at him and she's buzzed and yelling and rah, right? And then, oh shit, he didn't come home. John, where are you? Are you okay? What's going on? She wants to know. She's not smart enough in all of this after killing someone to be like, okay, I need to shape this now, okay, so I need to show anger, and then I'm going to, at the right time, maybe in 3 hours, I'll have that turn to concern. because that would sort of play well. It's too natural what she did. It's too obvious that's. And then you look on the other side of McCabe and everything is orchestrated and thought out. It's careful. It's slow. It's dissociative. That was a really interesting exchange with him on that. Judge Bev is now in Plymouth, Mass, where the Karen Reed civil case is. Here's Darlene Wesley. Darlene says it was that Peg hated Karen, plus had JM in her ear, Jen McCabe in her ear every day, telling her that Karen killed John. Can you imagine someone telling you that day after day, it becomes real, like an abuser tells you you're ugly. Darlene, you're beautiful. I don't know if anyone ever said it otherwise, but you're a very beautiful lady. I can tell. My instincts are amazing. Kel. Oh, okay. Thank you, Kel. I don't know what, but you didn't say anything. There is a court hearing today. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. We can call in as the public. Oh, there is a line. You can't record, but you can listen in. That's going to be popular. Good day, everyone. Loving the lip blanket. The lip blanket. I've never heard that for a mustache. I have heard another one that's off color, but I don't know if I should do. I feel like it's a little. I'll say it's. I don't know if I can say this. I mean, we're all adults in here, right? But I just want to keep it clean. Because that's, my dad died 4 years ago. He would say, Billy, don't do it. Don't say it. But he would laugh his face off if I said it. What they call a mustache. Should I say it? I don't know. Steve, what's your instinct say? I don't know if I should say it. I think we're all
instinct
friends.
You're gonna say it is my instinct.
Well, Buckaroo, look at Buckaroo's getting close to it. A tickler. I get now. It's not that. It doesn't. Don't say it. Yeah. Amy, a tush tickler. Oh, here they come. Here's Alita vagina. A lot of vagina. What's your
another one out there? Billy, you don't have to say it.
I know. Well, no, it's not that. But that's don't look. See. MP right there. Don't say it. I agree. I think that's, Oh, someone said it for me. I didn't say it. How did you know that, Allison? Where did you hear that? That's interesting. I didn't say it. It never came out of my mouth. I did not say vagina. Although I just said it there in denying that I said it the first time. That was somebody's name. Keep it classy, right? Not trashy. Classy, not trashy. That's right, Tina. I agree with that. You're correct. Although sometimes, things just go. But I can't blame alcohol because I'm sober this morning. Well, rock and roll. What a day. Huh? What do we have today? We got a lot going on today. I was meaning to bring up an algorithm confession. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow. I'd like to hear what's in your algorithm. Like, what is Instagram feeding you? And what made me think about it is my cousin Dexter texted me this morning, and he said, "Is it?" Oh, I just outed him. My cousin Ramon. Is it bad that my Instagram seems to be just ridiculously good-looking women and golf clips with a few hockey, squash, and hoops highlights thrown in for good measure? Is yours the same? I'm gonna tomorrow morning on Morning Mics. I'm gonna confess what my algorithm is feeding me constantly because I guess I kept clinking on it, and it is a reveal about a certain part of my personality. And I will say, someone who likes me very much said, why is your algorithm feeding you these things? And I instead of saying and acting in shame, I said, no, because I like it. I enjoy it. And I like it, and I'm not going to be ashamed. So I'll reveal that tomorrow. We'll end with Lady Autumn's guy. Billy, I thought you would have made a good co-host for Kelly on Regis. But I like you in this space better. I like how free you are here. Is this AM show a daily thing? Yeah. Not Fridays. I'm too, you know what, at 50, I think I need Fridays to go play golf and you know what I mean? Maybe, but in special events, like if something big happens or whatever, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. Let me say this. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out in the morning. I love the chat. I love just seeing what you're thinking about. And I love you for it. Thank you. See you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Pacific and 10 Eastern. And Leanne loves Dexter. Leanne and Dexter sitting in a tree. See you later. Thank you.